Welcome to the Sunday FunDay in the H145 with others. The GA flight will get started here in about 20 minutes, 15. Kick back, and we'll be back.
playing my guitar. Baby, you can love me, you can leave me, I'm a honky-tonk star. Yeah, a honky-tonk star.
Everybody to the Twitch stream. Appreciate y'all stopping in. We'll get started here in just a few minutes.
I met an old man. I said, tell me your story. He took out a notepad and wrote something for me. Then he kept walking on down the road, and I watched him disappear like smoke. And I thought I'd just seen a ghost. Then I looked down at what he wrote.
Okay. Honey, I'm home.
Hello.
Searching for glory. I took out an old pen and wrote in my story. Then I kept walking on down the road. When your time is up, it's time to go. I pray he reads what's on the note and takes to heart what I wrote. I said, son, when you grow up, you'll be fine. I know you've got questions on your mind. Life is gonna happen one way or the other, whether you like it or not. Stop looking for the answers, and you'll find what you've got. When you grow up, you'll be fine. I know you've got questions on your mind. Life is gonna happen one way or the other, whether you like it or not. Stop looking for the answers, and you'll find what you've got.
Oh, yes, I do. Hello, Twitch. Once again, welcome to the Ice Bucket, and we're going to fly the SunDay FunDay, courtesy of hockey guy Randy. Flight plan was set up in Colorado, coming out of Denver today. I think I'm ready anytime everybody gets on the tarmac. We've had a couple of issues. So, Chris, do you think you're going to make it? What do you think? What do you think of the chances?
Well, every single setting that I've ever set up on the peripherals is all reset, and to plus I can't see anybody, so it's not looking good, is it?
Well, have you made sure all your all player settings and stuff are right? Or are you not that far?
I'm going to check that now, but even so, I need to reset every single setting I've ever made.
Yeah, you're going to have to go back into your control settings and redo everything. How long you figure that'll take? I don't know what's involved. It doesn't default to your joysticks and stuff?
It doesn't just, it's not remembered the profile for me HOTAS.
Yeah, all these cloud services make sense, don't they?
Sure. Things are getting better every day.
Is that an Xbox glitch?
No, I've had to reinstall the sim, haven't I?
Right.
Well, I'm getting
usually
30,
when
I'm getting 30 frames and choppy. I mean, this is terrible. Maybe it's the airport. Maybe it's a big airport.
Oh, no, the airport is fine. The frames went down after all these guys disappeared after piece by piece, and so that's all the animations your computer has now to draw with all that H145s around you.
I'm loading back in now, but I'm going to see, just try and reset some of these settings.
That.
we got 13 people here. 14.
Yeah, looks like a big day if we ever get started and don't lose everybody.
We got 18 now.
Are we ready to begin, or shall we wait and see?
I'm in the air, so.
I'm ready.
What do you think, Chris? You gonna be able to fly, or not today?
You just get yourselves off, and I'll see what I can do.
Yeah, I'd have to say, if you've got to do your whole joystick settings and all the whole deal, I don't know if you'll make it for. I mean, we can wait on you. We always do. You know what? Y'all always wait.
No,
on
don't be
us.
silly. Just get going. Just get going.
We've got 18 ready.
At least, Chris, I saw your tech.
Well, if you saw his tag, then his
Yeah.
tags may eventually develop like.
No, I
frequently
can see
do.
people. It's not.
Okay.
That's not the issue. I just had the wrong settings. That was all. No, it's not. I can see people. It's just got rid of my HOTAS 1 settings. That's all. That's all it is.
Roger. Randy, did you change your tag?
No, it should be the same.
Well, it said hockey guy, right?
Yeah, it should say that. I was just in front of you.
Yeah,
Okay.
it says Hockey Guy 51.
Okay.
And it's a vertigo?
Yes.
Yeah, he flies vertigo a lot.
I did change my tail number.
Oh no, don't tell me that. It wouldn't take my navs. My light wouldn't come on. I'm thinking, oh no. Totally lost. In circles.
Denver International Airport is actually the 4th busiest in the world.
It's a big airport. A lot of empty space, though.
It's a very crowded airport. I was there last night, and United is the major airline.
They do a lot of small single engine, twin engine flights out of there too.
Yes, they do.
Yeah, I flew into there years ago and we were going to Wyoming, and the only plane we could get was I think it was a Cessna or something like that out of there. Took us about an hour to get to Wyoming.
Could have driven faster.
Well, how far?
Yeah, we were going to Laramie. Go ahead.
I'll look. I'll look on the map. Go ahead.
No, I said we were going to Wyoming, my mother and I, and it took us about an hour to get there. Talk about a seat cushion up your butt. It was a bumpy ride.
Looks like a dry area around here.
Very dry.
Yeah.
It's desert. We're
Yep.
about 9 miles from Interstate 70, and we can actually pick it up and come back to our top to the foothills. but he's got us going downtown Denver, and then what do you got? Foothills here to pick up I-70 at that point. So we'll actually pick up I-70 in almost 30 miles.
I liked I-70 driving on it, but hitting in the city of Denver was not fun.
Oh, it's going to be fun. Yeah, I looked at it. It's twisty, curvy. You should be in the helicopter, Matt.
Yeah, I remember driving the truck up there. Not many truck stops.
Did I hear somebody say you own the helicopter?
Yeah, but
Yeah.
he only owns it for display.
I just haven't got into it yet.
So, Matt, you've downloaded a $10 million helicopter with the potential of being an $18 million emergency helicopter. And you've never flown it?
No,
He
I
knows
haven't flown
which
it.
side his bread is
Man,
buttered.
I knew it was coming.
Hey, I'd be happy to help you. You don't have to convert. You don't have to convert,
Right.
Matt.
Yeah.
Nobody's going to try to convert you.
This is how it starts, Matt. This is how it starts.
FWA business.
Did you believe he's going to cock block on me? Chris, what's up with that?
Sorry, go on. I'm just looking.
We call that cock blocking in the U.S.
Okay.
Yay, we're running into photogrammetry.
Oh boy. That should
Oh, you
be
got the
fun.
message too, huh?
Yeah, I think they've got
I think
it.
I'm right near I-70 now.
Who do we got there? Dr. What's that say, guys? Help me out here. Dr. what? I don't see him in Discord. What it says, Dr. something. That Dr. Hustler? No. Well, we have a doctor with us flying the H-145, so y'all should feel safe today.
I have a doctor in my team behind me as well.
No, I mean, this guy's tag says Doctor something, but I can't get y'all to verify who he is. Got somebody else up there. Oh, he's in the 737. That's probably not with us. But this one, Dr. something. Yes, good morning, Rich. Rich, did you get my DM? Tell me you got my DM and checked on that, because I'm not sure about that. It showed two on mine, but they're both on hold, so I can refund one to you.
Oh, no. They're both for you. I didn't see your DM yet.
Wow, dude. Thank you. Thank you so much.
No, I appreciate all the effort you put into this because it's a lot of work. And
Well,
You know,
it is, and I feel like I sometimes just feel overwhelmed. I mess things up, and there's no other excuse for it, as I'm just hard to keep track sometimes.
no, I just want to let you know I appreciate it.
Oh, you did. You certainly did that. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Means a lot to the stream, and whenever I do spend out of those funds, it'll be twofold. I have to tie that in any income, so that comes off the top, but anything else I'm going to have to put into the stream. I'm holding those in a separate account till I find something worthy that I have either have or am spending on, and I haven't, other than music, and you guys don't really benefit from that. The stream does, but
Oh, there's a helipad. I can't resist.
well, I have to follow you and tell me all about it.
Yeah, it's a medical pad.
Is it photogrammetry?
Yes, it is.
So you can land on it.
I'm trying it right now.
If it's photogrammetry, you can land on it.
Still can be bumpy. You have to
Yes. Yes.
lower your collective slowly.
It can. It surely can. But it should
There
be
comes
hard.
the ground effect.
But it should be hard surface.
Yeah, it's fine.
Jose, come here, man. I got a challenge for you.
On my way. Oh no.
Almost got him. Almost
Not
got
falling
him.
for that one.
Almost got him. Man, that was close.
Hey, Bozeta, just give him the phone number.
That'll be a different thing.
Yeah. So we have a phone number for you to call.
Yeah.
There's a guy from India on the other end. He wants to know if your extended warranty and your H45 is due.
No, that number is 1-800-U. You.
That's why I haven't flown the H145, because my extended warranty is up. Haji called me and told me.
Oh, there it is. No, it isn't.
Just to let you know, the LA area has a lot of helipads
A
on it.
lot of helipads, huh?
Yeah, lots of helipads on the buildings.
I was looking at my add-on software for LA, and we're going to have to do a SunDay FunDay in LA because we're going to go right through it here next week.
Can we go down to Anaheim and go to Disneyland?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. We're going to have to do that because, yeah, there are a lot of helipads. There's a few here, man. There's a few here. Here's one in
Yeah. And the stadium as well.
And this hospital is smooth as butter. So, yeah, this hospital shouldn't be any problem to land on. Oops, if I could land. If I knew how to land a helicopter, that is. Yeah, I saw a few helipads here. Another one over here somewhere. At the hospital. That's a big hospital. That is a big medical complex right there. Anybody know anything about this? Randy?
That's Anschutz. That's the college.
Oh, that's the college? It had a big, what I just landed on had a hospital.
Has it got a medical college?
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's University of
Ah.
College,
Right.
medical college.
Gotcha.
It's like Boston University or Boston City Hospital.
Oh,
It's where they take all the firemen and cops when they get hurt on the job, right in Boston. They take them right to that place. Right to the
Sunday
university.
FunDay, guys. I mean, it is Sunday FunDay, so these stadiums and any of the pads y'all want to land on, fixed wing, your challenge is there. We love to see you join us, but otherwise you can hang out at the airport. There's airport just over there, I think 10 or 12 miles. We'll probably land at a few. There's one that's covered right there in a baseball diamond. I don't need to do that, but I see a Coliseum over here. I can't help. Oh, it's not a Coliseum. It's football field. Yeah, it's probably Denver's Broncos field.
Yeah, the logo was like a horse head.
That's Denver Broncos, right? That's right.
Yeah, that's correct. They have a big horse at the end of the stadium.
There is a big stadium here.
Yeah, it's nice to land in.
So I have to land. Yeah.
I'm watching you. All eyes on Iceman.
I'm sure you are. Yeah, but I'm doing it so very well.
Well, looks very good.
Oops. Ooh, still dead. Still dead. Doggone it. I was coming down right at the edge of the bleachers on purpose. I wanted to stay at the edge. But it didn't work.
While you're down there, can you grab a hot dog and a beer for us?
I'm already back up. I got enough for me and the bucket, but I haven't used it today. It's still got fresh ice in it, so you're welcome to grab one out of there. That's what I planned for it. I mean, but it is my bucket.
One hot dog and one beer is about $20 in that stadium.
Yeah, don't pour your beer out of my bucket. Not a good idea. $20 for a hot dog and a brewski.
Yeah.
Well, Zeta, that ought to be outlawed, don't you think? There ought to be laws against that.
They used to do that. They rebuilt the Boston Garden, and they were charging, like, when they first did it years ago, they were charging $6 a beer and, $4 for a hot dog. And somebody said, and they named it the Fleet Center after Fleet Bank. And everybody started calling it the Fleece Center because they were ripping people off. They changed it. Somebody else bought the place.
So, isn't Denver mile high?
Yeah, Denver's mile high city.
Okay, so
the highest airport, isn't it?
Well, there's there's flight groups. Actually, BMG, and I'm glad that went well last week. His group was originally called Miles High Club. Miles High. When we first started the world tour, changed his Discord server to Trump. Needless to say that caused quite a stir.
Oh, now I know who you're talking about. That guy.
Yeah, he joined us last week. Weren't you here? You were here.
Yeah, I was here. Yeah.
Yeah, well, it went well. I mean, it has
Yeah.
been going well. He I think he's realized how big the community is and how big a wave he caused that day. Just, I don't know. He's been pleasant when he comes in here. That's all that matters to me. I'd make him moderator. My goodness. Just because I haven't brought my browser up and looking at it, or maybe it's because I haven't brought up my chat bot and posted the deliveries or anything else into it. Oh, gone it, Chris. Well, if it's not me, it's you, right?
It's contagious.
Oh, he's must be rebooting his computer. He's not in here.
I'm flying along the river.
Oh, one of those is wrong. Ooh, I gotta fix that. Ooh. Not now. Golly.
If you have live weather on, that's actually our weather today.
I do have live weather on today.
It's nice. We have the same sunny blue sky in Germany as well today.
It's not like that in the UK. It's all dull and grey and overcast.
British weather. Let's not talk about it.
I
No,
was
let's
gonna
not.
say, isn't that how you like it? I thought that was the custom.
By the way, we are just kidding.
You talking to me?
How's the weather up there, Northmen?
It's looking good. I think it's plus 12. And sunny.
Wow. So it will be not that cold if you go on your exercises.
Yeah, not the worst weather.
I missed the foothills. I got off course. Got off course.
Oh, but it's a pretty nice area here with all that mountains and valleys and the sound of the H-145.
I think I have I-70 in my sights. Down on it. Down on it. Down. What's this little small town at the elbow right here?
That's Idaho Springs.
Is it really? I like small towns. Hence the IFR. Grantler, what are you doing over there, man?
I'm running through the hills.
There's IFR over here, man.
What?
Yeah, big IFR. I mean, interstate. Bridges, bridges, bridges. I'm gonna smack this one. Oh yes, I knew I was gonna smack. Yeah, that was fun. Yeah, it's over here, man. And it's gonna
Come in.
It's gonna wind and wiggle. There's gonna be all kinds of good stuff on here. I just know it. Besides that, I've flown it, so.
Yeah, I'm flying between the mountains here on the highway.
This portion of the interstate's actually pretty famous for testing the cooling systems of trucks and cars.
Well, I came down here this way one time. This is I-70, right?
Yeah.
I came down here one time and we stopped at a place, and I can't think of the damn name of it. It was a little restaurant, and it had a weird name though. Gay something.
Yes.
Something Gays. But it had great food, great apple pie.
I can't remember how long it is, like say from Golden up to the top of Sherman Pass here, but it is a long grinding grade, and in the summertime it's really common to see lots of roadkill alongside the road.
Don't
Meaning
do it.
cars
Don't do
up
it.
and
Ah, you're a daredevil. You're a daredevil, dude.
Thanks a lot.
You're a daredevil.
Yeah, it seems like a nice interstate, but there's one problem with that road. You got a speed limit.
You know what? Not as bad as it once was. I just don't have the nerve. I'm sorry.
Yeah, we came out of the hill, and just as you come down to the base of that hill, there was a restaurant. I can't think of the name of it. It was a great little place. Little truck stop.
Oh, truck stop.
Well, everybody used to stop there, you know? Cars, trucks, everybody.
You could have told me about the wires, though.
Oh, look out for the wires.
Grantler's up here leading the way.
This might be the area right here that I'm at right now. It's a nice little place. There's a hairpin turn here.
You missed that bridge down there in the valley? In between?
I flew 2 bridges, but maybe I missed it because it's a really tight turn here.
Man, that right there was, yeah, I remember that one. Oh, that's right. You and I flew this, didn't we, Randy?
Yes.
Yes. Ow.
Any need for a hams?
Well, you got a couple of us out here ready for you for help.
I was just sharpening the blades on the side of the rock there, side of that mountain. And about sideways, making that last turn. And I think I
Oh,
I think
and this looks like a tunnel. Woohoo!
by the way, I was investigating that tunnel again. You didn't actually get in a tunnel, did you?
No, I had to go over the mountain.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I was too late for a left turn.
I don't think you would have had very good luck with that tunnel. It would have probably cost lives.
There's a big tunnel coming up at the top of this hill.
But you can't actually go through it in the sim, right?
Correct. It's about a mile long.
There is a tunnel package, is what we were talking about last week, on flightsim.to. It's a Mexican tunnel run is what it's called. And it's pretty intense. The land class, if you're familiar with scenery creation, the land class, or what we used to call land class, in other words, the hardness of the shell, you can go through it. So if you maintain, there's really no penalties. I don't think that's what they call it these days. They call it a crash something or something like that. Crash radius or something, I forget. But it's not set up on that scenery, so you're kind of on the honor system. But if you're flying it, you can tell because you'll end up, your head will be outside the tunnel. You can tell you've breached it. It's kind of cool to fly through if you can hold yourself in it. In a straight line for a minute, or for like 4 minutes, I think it was. At 100 knots. Sorry, thank you, Bozetta. Hello, Johnny Kaput. Johnny, I'm flying IFR. I'm following roads right now, so I'd shout you out, buddy. You're a big streamer. I hate not to shout you out, but I would disrupt the whole flight if I tried to take my hands off of the cyclic and the collective right now.
Yeah, please, I'm just 10 meters behind you.
Yeah, it's kind of what I was trying to consider. If I hit escape, it would really... And I wouldn't come out of it alive. Well, I support all streamers, and I try to shout everybody out when they come in. I did get to catch your stream the other night. Pretty cool. How you doing today?
Way up in these mountains.
Are you flying, Johnny Kaput? That Johnny Kaput T. There's a bridge.
Be careful, there's a house on the road.
Well, maybe I'll trade that for the bridge I was going to look at. I'm not sure where you are. Are you in front of me somewhere?
No, but now we have a Cody within the valley.
Yes. Cody. Oh, cool. Cool. I knew he was flying with us. And I know he can't pass up some low and slow, especially when it's fast. There's a good one for you. I bet you can get that one easy enough.
Yeah, then it will be number 4. Let's see.
I am not trying them. I disrupt stream when I do that.
Yeah, number 4 done.
Figured it looked doable.
Lots of water up here. Funny because Denver's getting kind of dry with the water.
A wee flight in Northern Australia. All right. That's good to know. Be here for another, probably a couple hours anyway. Do some pads, I think.
Crazy, crazy.
Cray. So, Johnny Kaput says he's doing a flight in Australia here in a wee bit. Raid him if he's streaming. Am I going through the wrong valley now? No, I know I still stay the highway. Not J-Bob up there following the valley, is he?
Oh, that one's easy.
This one would be too, under that. Over the water would have been real easy.
Yeah, number 6.
I could have took that over the water without even flinching, but I hate to bounce when I'm on.
Yeah, this is a fun ride for a helicopter.
Get a humming. As I'm coming around the bend, I ain't seen my mom. I don't know when, and I bet. Right in front of me, is that Bozada?
No.
Right in front of me.
Kilo Whiskey, Mike, Charlie Bravo.
Oh, okay. Rogers. Thank you. He's in Discord with us. Back on the road. Colorado Rocky Mountain High. In fact, I should kick some Philip Bowen on for this. Wow, oops. That's what happened when I don't hold that collective just right. And part my hair as I go around the cave. Ooh, I made it.
And my sim just CT'd it.
Oh no.
Yeah, these airports are pretty far away, or pretty far apart. First one too. You can spawn in on me. Maybe get my rack 2 at least. I don't think you get the whole flight plan when you spawn in on somebody. I think you just get there first and last.
Yeah, I think I'll spawn at the first airport and fly from there.
Yeah, I'm 23 miles out.
next airport.
I think you're somewhere a bit.
That's where he's going. He's going
halfway
the first.
already.
I'm just 6 miles.
Yeah. He said he was going to spawn into the first stop.
Well, I meant the first airport, but yeah, I think I spun on the first stop.
You're flying right into the woods. Oh, you got it. You did it.
Yes, I did.
That was looking close.
Yes, it was. But that's what happens when I try to do more than one thing at a time. I was pulling up my little nav map and it wasn't zoomed in or zoomed out far enough for me to see the airport. So I saw.
Oh, another bridge.
Why does it say I'm only 6 miles from the airport? Oh no, it's 6 miles from the waypoint. That's what I was. All right, so I'm 6 miles from my.
And why did they name it after Eisenhower?
Well, if you recall, all of these weren't all of these interstates made. Wasn't it Eisenhower made them?
Yep, Eisenhower instructed Al Gore's father, Al Gore Sr., to come up with a plan to make an interstate system for the war effort.
The war effort. And I would have to say, because it's right there, they named...
A lot of it's named after Eisenhower.
Yeah, a lot of your... want to say I-70. A lot of I-70 is Eisenhower Parkway.
Oh, okay.
I think the entire interstate system is the Eisenhower interstate system. It's all named after him. Then individual highways would be different. And when he was in fighting in Europe, he saw the Autobahn, saw how well Germany was able to move the army around across the Autobahn, and he decided that could be something useful for us.
Right. And he picked Al Gore's father, Al Gore Sr., as the director of the project. And what struck me funny was some guy once said to me, Al Gore said his father invented the internet.
You said no, he invented the interstate.
That's right, he designed the interstate. Yep.
Yeah, invented was this by a small, stupid Austrian guy.
Yep.
Along the interstate, if you'll notice, there's a lot of long, straight stretches that you can actually land fighters on.
Yeah, that's the same concept as we still have it in Germany.
We're starting to adopt that. We did some experimenting last year, actually, with the A-10s and supply C-17s.
If you also notice along the interstate system, the rest areas that are built
3 o'clock
would be
Rambler.
really convenient to set up fuel depots and to have convoys of military trucks come in and get fuel and get back out on the road again.
Yep.
Yeah, in Germany, on special locations, there are even bunkers to run like an airport out of the Autobahn.
Another tunnel.
Yeah, the whole thing was set up to support the war and the military effort.
So an interesting side note on that is that in the U.S., to build the interstate, generally 80% of that funding comes from the Department of Defense. However, most of the maintenance costs has to be borne by the states. And so it's
Right.
like getting a free kitten. It's like, oh, we're going to build you this multi-billion-dollar highway. Oh, great, thanks. But now you have to maintain it.
Right. Well, it's the same with the school system, you know. The federal government pays for 80% of the school building. Okay? The building itself, they pay 80% of the cost of that. But all the chairs, desks, papers, pencils, pens, taxes, all that stuff comes out of the state.
You guys are missing it. If you're not watching the stream, you're missing that.
This
That
was hot in VR.
I bet it was. Oh, that was a lot of fun. Yeah. I had hoped you were right there. I really had. I thought, man, if he ain't behind me, he's missing this.
Now I'm following this highway, and it leads right into that airport.
Yeah, just follow the highway. You can't hardly miss it. Sorry.
I'm only 11 miles away.
I'm
Take
trying
me
to
3 days to get there.
I'm trying to play catch up here.
Watch out for the wires, though, Ice.
Okay, I jumped over a little hop there. Yeah, back down.
It's really pretty country out here. My niece lives in Thornburg or someplace like that. Thornton, I think is the name of it. And they own a place up in Steamboat Springs, which is way up in the mountains. They own a great big place with 7 rooms, and they rent it out for skiing. They lost a lot of money in COVID time.
I have jerked my joystick out of joint so many times doing this. Actually getting good at it. Out of joint.
I wonder how long it took them to build all this highway.
Google it.
We can't even get a piece of it done in 10 years now. Of course, it was probably easier then. All you had to do was dig up the dirt and then put the cement in. Now you got to dig up the cement and put the cement in.
So you can stay on the interstate if you want to. I kind of jumped to this Lake Dillo. Flight plan does kind of follow the highway, so.
Many years ago, I went to Vail, Colorado, and we got snowed in there for a few days. It's quite a storm that happened then.
I made another flight plan this week in Colorado. Considering coming back, but that's nothing new to the SunDay FunDay flights. We've come back to Iowa or Idaho at least once, right? Who'd have thunk it? Didn't know there was anything in Idaho but steers and ears of steers.
I thought it was just corn or potatoes.
No, corn's Indiana.
Nebraska, Indiana, Idaho.
corn and those who use corn to eat and cook with.
Nebraska's nothing but corn too.
I'm glad nobody asked me what had to call on the bleeper.
Use it for fuel.
Yes, ethanol. What they do with corn. Go with me, Grantler?
Yes, on your 6.
Point in for a landing.
Am I embarrassing you too much? Or aren't I embarrassing you too much?
Oh, I'm fine.
You guys fly with me.
Iceman, someone seems to be advertising on your stream.
Uh-oh, thank you. I don't have a moderator today. Ouch.
Lorraine, Lorraine.
Lorraine.
Pull up,
Lorraine,
pull up.
Pull up. Lorraine. Obstacle ahead.
Anybody know the ski resort that was in that corner? The name?
The one I just took all the trees out of? They call it something different now. I think they put a monument in there. Oh, you know, I was watching a video this morning, and there is a place, and I gotta Google it. Doggone it. Maybe I'll do that during break. There's a place. Sorry, I just sidetracked. Ah, man. Keep getting sidetracked and keep hitting the ground. There's a place that has all the presidents of the United States in 200,000 pound statues. An outdoor museum. And this thing's, I guess, getting weathered. The silhouettes are rotting at the top of the head where the sun has made them fragile, and they've fallen in from the rain and snow and stuff. But I was just thinking, with the passing of Reagan yesterday or the day before. Don't tell me nobody heard Reagan died.
I did not hear anything here in Germany.
No, I haven't. All the news articles here are about nature right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I don't even subscribe to a television cable outlet. So I get all of my news off the internet. But I've found some interesting live reports recently. I'm still that I think are kind of cool. Coming up on Vale Pass now. That's why you mentioned it, because you're way up ahead of me.
That first ski area is Copper, and then when you come over Vale Pass, you'll see Vale.
Okay. I missed.
Thanks.
Looking at Copper much, but yeah. There's your bridge, Grantler. Take it on that far side, though. Oh, man, come on.
Where did you read that death, Iceman?
It was on the news. Reuters.
Ronald Reagan. You talking about Ronald Reagan?
Right, wasn't it Reagan?
Reagan died in 2004.
All right, Reuters. Try Reuters.
Okay.
One of the presidents just died. I was thinking it was Reagan. I was pretty sure.
Oh, not Jimmy Carter.
Yeah, I would say that he would be the nearest to heaven.
Oh, that'd be terrible.
84 years old. I remember that.
Oh, no. Jimmy Carter's 95. 96.
Well.
Jesus, 84. Who the hell's 84?
Be real embarrassed if I'm wrong about that. I verified it because I wanted to make sure it was true. Who just went back the other way? Is that me? I goofed? Did I get turned around? The last time that bridge. Grantler, you didn't tell me I turned around?
I don't have you in sight.
Not anymore. I turned around and went the other way when I hit that bridge.
Oh, that's something I can't help you with.
You didn't see me hit the bridge? Or did you?
All I can find is former Reagan National Security Advisor McFarlane dies.
Oh, okay. That might be who it was then.
No, it was.
There's nothing in here about a president dying, but I'll look somewhere else.
Well, I'll be darned. I don't know how I could be so far off on that. Because
they stick the word president in there instead of saying advisor to the president.
Right.
Yeah.
One of those sheikhs in the EU died like the day before or 2 days before, and then I'm sure, I'm sure it was Reagan.
Reagan's been dead for years.
Yeah, he died in 2004.
Unless it was his son.
Who?
Unless it was his son, but he's not that old.
Figured that
Son is Ronald Jr.
Up there. Got Dusty Barnes on my front door. Flying at a respectable level, which I should have been. There's a good bridge to fly.
David Gregan was, I don't know if he died, but He was aide to 4 different presidents.
This was the president. I'm sure that I've got to stop before I can do any research again. I saw it last night. I had to make sure that it was legit, so I looked it up elsewhere. And maybe it wasn't Reagan, obviously, but I have to get stopped before I can check it out again.
Former President Biagino Aquino III dies at 61.
When was that?
That was June 24th of 2021.
Yeah.
But that's the former president of the Philippines.
No, they got a certain amount of trouble there too right now.
Well, they just got a new president and vice president, and they're from the 2 former families that robbed the place.
Ouch.
Marcos and Aquino. Marcos is the president and Aquino's the vice president. 2 families that hated each other.
Sounds like a movie plot.
Well, these are the kids of the former presidents, you know, so.
A sequel?
Yeah, well, this might be one of the grandkids. The Aquino girl might be the grandkid of this one here who died a couple of years ago.
Okay.
Trying to look for anybody flying with us. The only one I see is Dusty Barnes. And
No, I don't see any Dax for some reason.
I see, well, we're all down in the valley is most of the reason. If you're flying everybody else, but apparently a bunch of us are way ahead. We got Mojo Rising up here, Truck Matt. Oh no, that's that Isolator. I think it's Isolator.
So the UAE elected Mohammed bin Zayed as their president after their Sheikh Khalifa died.
Yeah, I saw that, but that's not what I was talking about.
If you're flying through the valley, be careful of the wires.
Looking for three leaders to die in 1 month.
Robert C. McFarland, aide, died 2 days ago at the age of 84.
Okay, McFarland.
And he was a Reagan aide.
Oh, okay.
Right.
All right. So I did read it wrong. So it was his aide that died.
And if he was in Florida, would that make him a Gatorade?
There you go.
Not unless you went to. Not unless you went to. It's not Florida State. It's the other one, right? State of Florida. Which one's Gators? That's a shame because my daughter
Florida.
graduated. Florida State or State of Florida? Florida State FSU or USF?
I don't. I'm not sure.
UFS. The worst part of that, like I said, is my daughter graduated with honors from the one in
There it is. Former National Security Advisor Robert McFarland dies at 84.
Yeah, I obviously read it wrong.
He was involved in the Iran-Contra affair.
I even checked the sources and ended up with the Reuters.
Reuters.
Yeah, Reuters.
Reuters, whatever they call it. I don't know.
Reuters.
Reuters. Hemorrhoiders, yeah.
I think they pronounce it Reuters. Oh, gone it, Chris. And he's bailed out on the Discord, too.
You gave me a scare there. I thought Jimmy Carter died.
I was sure.
He's the oldest living former president in the United States.
I was sure it was Reagan. So that doesn't fit. I'm looking for three leaders in 1 month, and we got a shake. There's somebody else that died. I won't say almost a month ago. I don't know who the doctor is still, but he's still with us. I see Gibson Creek. El Rancho.
Well, the month isn't over yet, Iceman. You know, we might get lucky and somebody like Putin might just croak.
Yep.
You know, they're talking about a coup within Russia now.
Well, there's been talk about it. I think, or suspect that even the FSB might coup one day.
Well, a lot of people have suggested it would be the only option. Either that or assassination, but I thought it was just talk. Now it's come out on the news, so.
Well, the United States said it right from the beginning. The only way to get rid of that man is from the inside. Somebody on the inside's got to do it.
I do want to recognize everybody on Twitch. Commander Root, appreciate you coming in and lurking all the time. Dusty, have this too. Jody Moon, Johnny Kaput, Mojo Rising, and Twitchy Rich. Not to mention my VIPs, Rosetta Boy and Grantler. Appreciate everybody's support. I need to shout out
Hey.
Top dog. I'm trying to do a shout out.
Shake it, baby, shake it.
I'm sorry. A little dance before the shout out.
Well, if you can type in there, I need to put you as a moderator so you can catch them shout outs if you're going to do that. So now I got to bring up the browser. I can't see the fly. See. More of an egg, if you just say something when you come in, that should automatically shut out. Enjoy a short clip from Dwarf and Egg officials. I didn't. Nope, I did. Figures. Dwarf and Egg, shout yourself out there, buddy. Daggone it, well, I got a moderator in the room and I can't get a shout out. But I get one then. Probably crash.
And you get an airport, and you get an airport, and you get an airport! Everybody gets an airport!
In the H-145.
Yeah, I'm giving away the airport. It's gonna be Keewaydon Airport. Currently never existed until now.
Oh, that's
So
not
come on.
negative him, so I looked up and I looked at Mr. Meaner's Discord stream. I thought I was looking at the pop-up. So many things going on. PC, good afternoon, good day, good morning. Hello, Chris. Shirley. Ethel. Who else was I going to shout out? Shout out I missed. Oh yeah. Right guy. Sounds like all along the watchtower. It's a rant.
He's on fire!
Man, for the redeem, 500 Grandler. Thank you.
Well, what happened, Iceman?
Oh, I was supposed to do a flip.
Oh.
Is that right? I was just remembering that. I don't see it on there, so no, that wasn't it. What do you mean what happened?
I was watching a stream and it seemed like you crashed.
Oh, I bounced once or twice just for effect. Just to see how it
For
feels.
sure, for sure.
Yeah, to see how it feels and to give the guys on the stream something to laugh at.
Roger.
Entertainment, you know?
Yep. So are you planning to land here?
I am going to land here and we're going to take a quick break. I got to fuel up.
Okay.
I get up there by y'all, I'll put her down, put it in a standby screen. Somebody blowing smoke.
Where are they blowing it?
Well, I'm trying to get a look at his name tag. Oh, that's Cece. Isn't it? The custard, right? I think that's Cece. Yes, definitely going to stop here because everybody's gonna let me catch up. Trying to decide where this fire department going. If I can park somewhere else. So, Twitch, we're going to take a short break here. Appreciate you hanging out. Hope you'll stick around. And we'll see you in about 5 minutes or so. Try and leave the blues on for you while we're taking a break. Thank you. Oh no, Angry One Horn raids with 90 viewers. No, 40. I'm sorry. I read that wrong. I need to put my glasses back on. Angry One Horn, thank you for the raid. Raiders, this is the Ice Bucket, and we're doing the SunDay FunDay with Hype Performance Group. Yes, I'm here. I'm here. Oh, snap, he's not here, he says. Splasher 6. Oh, man. All right, so I got to do a couple of shout-outs here real quick before I get lost in my visions. Angry One Horn, thank you. Appreciate the raid. Chris, you got a second? You want to shout out
and the
Flasher
conversion
6
yep,
also?
exactly. Yep. Is kind of like
Who else we
miles
have in here
per hour. Yeah.
today?
Yeah. So it makes sense. It's like a car. If you drive 55 miles per hour, you'll go 55 miles. And nautical miles is a little bit.
There he is.
Two of them at once.
Goodbye. Yes.
All right, come out of Missoula, Montana, flying in the 310. Cool.
And this is my first time flying it, and I'm not that familiar with the. Where'd he go? I crashed into the water.
So thank you very much for the raid, Angry One Horn. Definitely go follow Angry One Horn if you're not. He's got an excellent flight sim stream. Same thing with Splasher 6. Splasher 6, I think, does variety, but he's also a simmer, pretty sure. Used to live, did you? Yeah, I think you told me that. Angry One Horn, you do the historic flights, don't you? As far as history lessons and everything, you're a history buff, if I remember correctly. Sure, Splasher. Thank Chris. He got that out for me. All flight sim, cool. So, yeah, both of those streamers are very good streamers, and you go, and they're in our tight community.
Like look over your shoulder and see.
Hang on. Let's see. I gotta figure out how to do this. Hang on. I gotta. There it is. There it is.
Yeah, I've caught a couple of them. I don't know. Yeah, I think it's more all out history. You're pretty knowledgeable about where you fly. I wish I could retain all the places we stop and stuff. Much less even have time to research for SunDay FunDay flights. I'm falling behind on that stuff too. So, but I do appreciate the raid. Do appreciate all the support. Splasher 6 definitely support. For sure, you're still following with Prime. I appreciate all the stream. We're all the support on the stream. We're just taking a quick break. I gotta jump out here for a couple seconds, and I'll be back.
Here it is. This is my plan.
Mike. Say again.
This is the plan. What's the plan?
The most important part of any plan is a good night's sleep.
Isn't the actual plan part the most important part of the plan?
Step 2, plan ahead.
Your last brilliant plan had some kinks in it. What's your plan, son of a...
That's not part of the plan.
Plans change.
Is that your plan, Agent Hartley? I love this plan.
You know the kind of thing I'm into is a good plan. A smart... Isn't the actual plan part the most important part of the plan?
How did you make that mistake?
You know the kind of thing I'm into is a good plan. A smart plan, the opposite of this.
Down in Louisiana, where the tall, tall pine trees grow, there live a preacher daughter and she knows how to jelly roll. And a papa wanna
Hey,
save
Chris.
my soul, but a sweet talking daughter, Lord,
Hey.
she loves to jelly roll. Yes, she do. Well, I got a gal in old St. Louis.
Are you listening to the stream?
Come and get it while you can, for tomorrow I'll be gone. And my good gal sitting alone.
I had a message for you, but I can't get it into Discord.
Won't you come on home?
Sorry, Chris. I forgot we changed all that.
Well, my gal's in Mississippi.
Isn't it interesting that when I'm sitting in a helicopter with my engine off, nobody else's blades are moving either. So when I wind it up, everybody else is winding up.
Yes, they do. Well, I've been looking out my window as far as I can see. I'm looking for the rounders and you're looking out for me.
That's a known issue they've got.
Yep.
I'm a house stepping papa from way down in Tennessee.
Keep telling everybody.
I want you to pray, son. Go ahead.
What's that, boss?
Gotta listen to the stream. I can't get it into Discord.
Pick a god and pray.
Well, she likes to say we shouldn't, but you
Let you
know
know
we
always will.
So hollers, catch me if you can, runs up over the hill. Well, that's how she gets her.
Echelon 1984, welcome back. Appreciate your support.
She always said we shouldn't, saying that we shouldn't, but she always.
I want you to pray, son. Go ahead.
Here it is. This is my plan.
So, Iceman, we have a choice for the next leg. We can continue along I-70 to Glenwood Springs. Basically, we go over the most expensive 2 miles of the highway ever built. And it should add about 10 miles to get to Aspen.
Well, I think we have enough time to go to Glenwood Springs if we want to add that. Anybody want to continue on 70 to Glenwood Springs?
Fine by me.
And then we can cut
That's good.
down. That was an alternative that I looked at also, but I didn't know how long this was going to take us or how caught up in Denver we were going to want to be. I really figured we'd hop around those helipads a little longer. So I'll have to add Kilo Golf Whiskey Sierra. Kilo Golf Whiskey Sierra. If anyone in the Twitch wants to join us, look at here, Grantler gifting a tier 1 sub to Bozeta Boy. Bozeta, that unlocks tier 1 emoji, and I think you have a brand new emoji in there for the Fixed Wing Alliance.
Nice. Thank you, Cratler.
We're going to
2 gift subs from Chris Lowe. Look out, guys! I'm topped my halfway. Okay, we're looking at topping the halfway in subs here, real quick. Like, we got 176 followers on the Twitch, and 145 of, I'm guessing, those followers watched the stream last Thursday. So those definitely are powerful. Appreciate the gift subs, guys. Y'all don't have to do that. You know the rules. Just flight.
Yeah, it's okay. You're very welcome, Bozeta, and you're very welcome, Chris, as well.
Look at there, Bozeta with the newest emoji. And if I recall correctly, we do only have that on the tier 1 subscription. If I recall correctly, I'm a pretty generous guy. I tend to go ahead and put them in there. And okay, I have Kilo Echo Golf Echo is where we're at. Going to Kilo Golf Whiskey Sierra.
Matt is not on the stream.
I should be. Oh, you mean in
okay.
Twitch?
Here's
Yeah, I mean Twitch.
Here I'm finding an issue. I had put a VOR into that airport. I'm gonna have to delete the VOR and pull the flight plan over to Glenwood in my little nav.
So we changed our next location.
That is correct. We're going to go ahead and fly I-70 into Glenwood Springs. I mean, we got lots of time. It's only 2 o'clock. I mean, we've been flying even with low and slow, and I really figured, this makes almost 200-mile flight. So we're going next out of Golf Echo, Kilo Echo Golf Echo. We're going to Kilo Golf Whiskey Sierra, after which time we'll go to Kilo Alpha Sierra Echo. All you should have to do is add a waypoint.
Roger.
Oh, Iceman, I just got me a yeast wheat beer. Do you know that from Germany?
I do. I'm not real into the heavier beers. I drink.
That's not a heavy beer.
I drink what even the Americans consider a foul beer, and I like it particularly. I feel Budweiser, because you deserve what every individual should enjoy routinely, is the king of beers, genuine red, white, and blue.
That gives me a headache, Budweiser.
Well, that's what I say. I've heard, a lot of people say that. Kekstar, appreciate it. Hello, here's the wave.
Yeah, man, I've heard the
You're
same.
not being creepy, buddy. You're not being creepy. I hope you can hear me. Is he still in Discord? You don't have to talk. Ain't no sweat with that. Yeah. We've changed. Yeah, no, we'd love to have you fly with us, dude. And your mic's broken. Yeah, listen to us in Discord. That's great. No, that's what it's all about, guy. We have a saying around here. Everybody flies what they can, how they can, when they can, where they can, what, if they can. And we're just glad to have you with us. On that note, we had 5. Was that
a boy?
I'm ready.
Grantler, you're back.
I'm ready.
Grantler, you're back under the hood.
I'm ready. I'm not in VR because I can't drink my beer when I'm under VR. So I try it just flat screen.
Oh man. Wait a minute. He said I can't.
Oh
So
yeah.
he said I can't, and then he said so I am. What were those words? In pancake?
Not pancake? I did not talk about pancake. I'm talking about beer.
That's what most of the VR guys call 2D is pancake mode, and
like flat.
Yeah, pancake mode. Once you go to VR, you can't go to pancake. And I just heard the words. I'm gonna have 2 converts before too long. Watch what happens, Grantler. You can do so much more outside that hood.
Except drink beer.
Except drink beer. I don't know how he plays the. Come to think of it, he's been relying a lot on Bozeta to play those chicken dances. And that may be because he can't.
You could be right. I think you're definitely right.
Sir Slar, welcome in to the Ice Bucket. Appreciate you joining the Twitch stream. Appreciate all the support. Commander Root hanging out. Angry One Horn still on the lurk. On the prowl. In the house. Anytime, Kekstar. Nobody's creepy around here. I do wonder about everybody, especially after I've spoke to them and they haven't come back to me. At least in DM, and that's great. Yeah, that's great to hear from you. Appreciate you being with us. Kent right there below you. Yeah, he doesn't say much. There's a few guys in here that really just want to fly. I'm so cool with that. Without you guys joining us on these flights would not happen. There's no reason for me to fly alone, except the world tour. These are the fun flights. The world tour stuff doesn't get in the way. Tomasz Worth. Yes. How you know me to be a grumpy ogre? Yeah, is that me you're talking to, Toma? Is that Tomas? Is that Tomas in Discord? Is that Tomas World? Now, is that Tomas World, Chris? Do you know? Look at his stream history, will you?
By the way, Iceman, do you know how my nickname translates into English?
Yeah, but that's rude. We can't say that over the air.
What's that?
I've been actually meaning to ask you, Crankler, does your nickname mean something in German?
One real quick. Echelon 1984 with the follow. Thank you. Appreciate the support. Go ahead.
Okay, it's easy. I'm a Franconian German. Franconia is a part of Bavaria, and it's pronounced Grandle, and it's nothing else than a grumpy grandpa.
Got it. Got it. Thank you, both of you. Who was that? Thomas. Now, Grantler, do you know Thomas Worth?
I don't think so.
I didn't see a clip come up, Chris. And, well, thanks for following, Thomas. Give him the name Hashworth. Okay, so it's Thomas Hashworth. It's Thomas Hashworth. No, it's Tom Hashworth. Got it. Good. Tom A. Hashworth. Got it. I'm Hashworth 66. Okay, so you're not Thomas World. That was my biggest thing. Is I thought you might be Thomas, and he's a big streamer. I'm pretty sure he goes by Thomas World in the Discord. Which though, yeah, he wouldn't have a pseudo names. A lot of guys have. Yeah, okay, you're Mick Jagger. Okay, that's cool. That's cool too. Belt one out. Hey, come on into the Discord. I think it's time for the Discord. And we need to hear from Mick Jagger. Mick, you definitely need to come into the Discord. Okay, let's see. KWCMB, we're going to upgrade your membership on my server. Also, Captain on the Boeing 737-800. That is going to be... Who just said
Thanks very much.
Yeah, Captain got you too. I try to catch those as quick as possible, but when I'm flying and streaming and all, it's just impossible. This is the first time I've caught that in a while. Glad to have you. You'll find a bunch of good information, especially for the helicopter on my site. It's really, I didn't intend on ever having hundreds of followers on it. We do have a training center for the H145, got some scenery package on flightsim.to set up for the training center. The voice channel, come right on in. Yeah, that was my hint a minute ago there, Chris. Thanks.
Has anyone downloaded the new hype heli thing?
The action pack?
No, I think it means the training scenery.
The training center, yes. The second scenery pack that Hype Performance Group has produced since they have started with the Hype helicopters. The first one was in honor of the release of the H145, and you can download both of them on flightsim.to. But yes, they're. I have not yet made it to the new one that just came out yesterday, if I'm not mistaken.
Well, this is
Chris,
training.
Chris, would you go into the pilot's lounge? Can you grab him in Discord? Captain on the Boeing. If you're still listening on Twitch, or if you've ever been on the Twitch, come on down to Discord. Hang on, guys. I'll be right back. You got him, Chris? I'll be right back. Yeah, thank you. Hello.
Hello, Uncle.
Hello. Welcome. That can be a little confusing. I put my site on. That was my Discord. We do these world tour flights and the SunDay FunDay down here on Hype Performance. Welcome.
Hello. Indeed.
Oh, man.
Yes. I'm not really Indian, so there we go. I'll start up my stream if anyone wants to watch. I'm going to be flying the again. I'm not trying to divert attention away from your stream. Just if anyone in here, wants to see my screen and watch your stream as well.
No, you're welcome in. I am streaming on Twitch, so we try to keep it PG. And
yep.
we are doing a flight on the Hype Performance Group with all these guys. So yeah, I kind of appreciate you keeping your commentary to yourself. But yeah, that's always welcome to show where you're flying. Absolutely, thank you.
No problem.
We have people around the world. Some of them, I don't know everybody that's in here. Sometimes we actually have guys sitting at home working. My partner, Chris Lowe, he's unable to fly with us today, and he's watching and listening as well. So those are always great things to have. Chris, you still out? You still available? You got to shout him, please. Who else?
Captain. Yes.
No, Rolling Mal. Captain,
yes.
Are you a streamer on Twitch?
Nope.
No, Rolling Mal. Shout him out for me, please.
Wait, just hold on a second.
200 feet off the ground. Straight through.
Well, my muting you, all of Discord is coming into the stream. So, yeah, you'll have to take that to another flight room if you wouldn't mind. And if okay. Twitch is hot on Discord.
Right, sorry, I'm just trying to follow 3 things at once, and I'm not even flying. I'm struggling. How are you doing, Chris?
All right, buddy, you?
Yeah, not so bad, thank you. Like I say, I'm just trying to do 3 things at once. Just trying to sort all my settings out as well as watch Twitch and Discord. I'm not very good at multitasking.
How is your flight sim right now? Is it working?
No, didn't solve a thing.
Oh, shoot, man. Well, I was using mine on Friday. It was all working fine. Switched it on Saturday, and he couldn't find the sim.
Well, to be honest, I have now cleared all of my profile, Chris, so we will see. I mean, next time I do a flight, it might be that it works. But at the moment, I can't get anywhere near a flight until I've sorted all the settings out. You know, all the sort of keys for the keyboard and the HOTAS and
You do
stuff.
the whole lot again? You have to do the whole lot from scratch?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like I've just basically purchased it. Just
no.
And the thing is, he had an option to delete everything, and he didn't choose that option. So this was totally unexpected. I don't know what else they could take from him. And it didn't give you your hours back. That's what bugs me the worst.
Yeah,
It gave me the hours back, but then when I tried a test flight, it didn't recognise the flight, as in it was just the same. So completely wiped the logbook, completely wiped everything.
We're back to the no rhyme or reason, aren't we, again?
Pretty much.
Now I managed to get mine back. You know, I just basically deleted the flight sim and then reloaded it back, and it found everything. Renamed the community folder because obviously when you start reloading it generates another community folder. Renamed it back and it's worked fine. So
Yeah, I think we all have our cross to bear, don't we, when it comes to this sim.
Thomas says that he says he can't see it, the Discord. I don't know why.
So if I put the link into the Twitch for yours, and then I can take him in from there, can I?
You can.
That won't work.
But you can, but that Discord link should not expire. That hype link should never expire.
Don't you need to agree to all the rules first, though, before? Because he says it's locked out. You have to agree to the rules first, don't you?
I'm pretty sure it probably brings him in through the rules, because they have a 12,000 member base. So yeah, you definitely have to come in through the rules. You can create a link up in hype and send it in there if you want. And just copy and paste it in there. You go up to you know how to do that?
Are you still on the ground? Because if you could do that, that sounds easier.
Well, but I don't have. Yeah, I can do it.
No, I mean I can try.
I can do it. Like somebody's wheels up, and
Bozada's up here. I'm up here.
Yep.
Sitting on the ground, so I can do it. Try this link, Thomas. That should do it. That's a fresh link to the Discord, and then just scan down your list on the hype Discord once you get in, and take the rules. Come in and scan down the list of rooms that they have till you see the flight sim voice chat, and under that you'll see group flying 1. Group flying 1 room is the one that you're going to want in. I could have given you straight in, but I'm pretty sure he's right. I'm pretty sure he's right. They've got over 12,000 members, and you probably have to come in through there, through the main door. I don't know why it's always worked in the past, though. Good day, Rolly. Appreciate your support, man. Sure do.
Sorry to throw that on you, Brad. I was just kind of
we're
a
good.
bit distracted there.
No, we're good. You know, you're busy, man. I know what you got going on. I had that before the stream, and it's like, man, I felt like I was being rude or something. I didn't mean to be, but I had to deafen everybody so I could think it a couple of times.
I blame FunDay for joining NATO.
Yeah, it's all his fault, and the world's going to pay the price, really. And all the while, he's training harder, which is a good thing because somebody's got to go.
Hi, Bo Sader.
Hi, Chris.
I think he said bye.
Oh, bye.
Yeah, it was nice. It was nice knowing you.
That's what I'm talking about.
Thanks a lot, buddy.
He said bye. He said bye, man.
I heard hi.
No, I heard bye. I said, yeah, bye. Bye, Brosada.
To be honest, Bo Sader, NATO is no different to the Fixed Wing Alliance, and an attack on one is an attack on all.
Hey, I got you. I got all y'all's back. Me and Grantler. I put. You know, I wasn't going to wear my arms today, but we got you back. No problem.
Nice to know.
Oh, you can take your arms off?
I'll give you my shirt along with it if you want it.
Oh, no thanks, because then I can't fit in your shirt with your arms are in it.
By then, you can get rid of the arms.
Oh, okay.
I don't need them anymore at that point.
Hi, Matt.
Oh my!
How's it going?
Fly? Are we gonna sit on? You know,
I'm already flying.
Let's go.
Waiting for you, boss. Waiting for you. Right behind you.
Who was it said they were getting the Boeing?
Oh yeah! You're killing me. I can't do that and get my hat.
We don't see your cap.
At the risk of sounding like your wife again, man, your stream.
I'm not paying
Which
the
wife?
price. That's
your stream's
all
not
your fault,
started.
and I ain't paying the price. Sorry about your luck. You ought to know better. Oh,
Will somebody tell Iceman his stream's not started? Will somebody tell Iceman his stream's not started?
Doggone it. And I had no way of doing anything with those Twitch. Mojo. Dude. You gotta wait until I get. I had so much going on, and I hadn't even. When you did that, I lost all of it. See, you don't.
Listen,
have a
Chris,
camera.
we tried. We tried, Chris.
You don't have a Mojo. You don't have a camera when I'm in standby screen. So I didn't have the presence of mind to turn it back on before that happened. So you'll have to see the dance next time. Or stick around. You've been hanging out, man. Mojo in the house.
That one's for you, Mojo.
There you go. Chris, I think I made that easier for you too. Now I'm coming for mountain. So that's what the chicken dance is about. I lived on a chicken farm, raised Chanticleers for about 4 years, at which time I gathered a lot of cock feathers. So I have quite
No
the
comment.
collection.
No comment.
I have quite the collection. No, I didn't follow them around and yank their feathers, but we had a lot of birds get killed. They're fighting birds. So,
Iceman.
Yeah. What?
We doing low and fast on the I-70 then, yeah?
Yeah, I guess. Trying to figure things out. I didn't fuel. Sitting down there that whole time. I was going to do some research while I was down there. Thank you. You know what we call it on Flights with Joel's stream when he does that to us. Hey, Joel, we've just joined Firewalls with Joel, so that's off course with Iceman. But look, I do see your shadow as a fixed wing. Okay. So, do you see my shadow as a helicopter?
Only if he owns the helicopter. He will see the shadow as a helicopter.
That's a bummer. Well, I must have his aircraft. Probably. Well, the AI would probably cast an AI shadow anyway. Interesting. Yes, okay. Since everybody gathered, and we did add an extra waypoint, would be nice for me to get down here with low and slow crowd. Guys, I'm nervous. I was flying too fast 20 minutes ago. My nerves haven't come back. I'm gonna shut down everything I don't need. Thought I'd had it, didn't you? Huh? Thought I'd had it?
Yep.
I had it made, baby. Didn't tell me I could follow the river. Ooh. I'd have been better off on the road. No, I was too fast. Problem. Three Sheds live. Shed. I guess he goes by. I call him Three Shed. I guess he calls himself Shed though, doesn't he? Oh.
Right behind you.
Oh. Don't take the trees out like I did.
Somebody asked earlier when the highway was completed. This section was completed only 5 years ago, and they could not use any explosives in the building of the roadway.
Yeah, things have changed, haven't they? The towns nearby, they don't let that stuff go on anymore. They don't want the noise. Even if it's up the canyon and stuff, I think I kissed the wall there.
You did, yeah.
Yep. Did it mess you up?
Just
a little, huh?
Stand by.
Right. Yeah, y'all don't know better than follow me anyway.
I should have learnt by now, shouldn't I?
Yeah. I mean, you've been on a few of these flights. I am not the one. Oh, look at that road. Isn't that a good road? What do you think of that road? On me. You're still on me, right?
No, I hit the...
Oh, back there? Back there where I kissed it?
Yeah, just after. That road doesn't go anywhere.
No, it doesn't. I had to follow. I had to hop with the river, and then it picks back up. Oh, I got a bridge. Oh, I got a good bridge. I got this bridge. Uh-oh, I got traffic goes below it. I hit a brick wall. I almost made it through it, though. Somebody shot through. I'm still trying to fight my way out of the scenery. I'm stuck. Check this out. I mean, I am stuck. Okay, there we go. I got it. I didn't want to slew.
So, who knows of any good helicopter movies that have been out of the last 30 years?
That doesn't qualify MASH. MASH is my favorite.
Films.
Yeah.
There's a good helicopter film called Birds of Prey.
The one with Nicolas Cage?
No, this one is a guy named David Jansen is in it.
Oh, I know him, yeah, from the 70s, 80s, yeah.
Well, it wasn't Red Dawn, but there was one doggone, it wasn't called Red Dawn. That was the one where the kids, the Wolverines. What am I thinking about? There was a movie right around that same time.
You're talking about kids who went at Iron Eagle? F-16s.
Talking about helicopters. That's what you were talking about, right?
Yeah, I was. Has anybody seen the film with Larry Hagman?
There's always Blue Thunder.
Is that
One
what
of
I'm
my favorites.
thinking? Is that what I'm thinking?
Could be. But there was one with Larry Hagman who played he flew a 500. And if you haven't seen it, it's worth a look.
The one where they lost the... what's the name of that cotton picking movie? It's not Chopper Down.
Black Hawk Down.
Yeah, come on, man.
Black Hawk Down.
Black Hawk Down. What about Black Hawk Down? That's within 30 years.
Yeah, maybe I guess yeah. Maybe 40 years
Apocalypse
then.
Now count?
Has it really? That shows my age. Man.
Say again?
Stand by.
Apocalypse Now, does that count?
Yeah, but it's not a pure helicopter film.
Yeah, it's not a helicopter film. Black Hawk Down was helicopter. This doesn't go anywhere.
I know that now.
Yeah.
Birds of Prey is all helicopters. It's a helicopter chase. And it's about a news helicopterman that
Look here.
finds a
look
robbery
here.
going on.
What do we got there? Turn around. I gotta see this, sorry. What do we got there? It did go around the corner. The corner. I couldn't find the way. Dr. Spitzer, thank you. Is that who you are in the flight? Are you Dr. Spitzer in the flight? Dr. something, I can't read it. Thank you for following, Dr. Spitzer. Appreciate the follow. Appreciate the support. I have no clue. No, I'm not going that way. Oh, Joe. Over here, man.
So has anybody seen the film with Larry Hagman? He used to play JR in Dallas.
Thank you for the follow and the redeem of 100 there for the applause. Appreciate the support, man.
I haven't seen the Larry Hagman film.
No, I unless you can name the film, I don't even know who Larry Hagman is.
The film is called Deadly.
I Dream of Jeannie.
Okay.
Oh, well, yeah,
okay.
Let's go back that far, shall we?
Yeah. Okay.
The film is called Deadly Encounter.
Okay, I've seen Deadly Encounter. Is that a helicopter film?
Yeah, it's Hughes 500 and
Okay.
another one.
You'd have to really strike my memory to go back that far.
It's a good film.
Iceman, did you ever watch Dallas, JR?
Yeah, I used to live about 8 miles from South Fork Ranch.
Okay. I've been to the place where they filmed it.
Yeah, when I lived in Dallas, I lived about 8 miles from South Fork.
So that's JR, Larry Hagman.
Yep, Roger.
That the family that owned that house originally had nothing but trouble after they started filming there.
Whoa,
yeah,
not again.
Yeah, I didn't feel it. I should have felt that. I did that. I should have felt that. I do something coming in when I come in hot. Right, either. I do something when I come in hot, and I'll go ahead and I'll pitch back and just give it all, and I can usually feel it. I mean, I can almost literally feel it when it's time. I know to pull back, to pull my collective. I messed it all together that time. Having troubles today. A little bit off. You know what they say about that?
Okay, are we stopping here and just going?
I think the break is called for.
Looks like everybody stopped.
Okay, I'm here.
I don't know if we're just regrouping and gonna haul right out. Glad you enjoy it, Dr. Spitzer. It's about the best I can do with the epidemic sounds. I've got some. Now that I'm on the ground, I can look and see if I can't find my Philip Bowen connection.
Yeah, the next one's only 26 miles up the highway anyway. Maybe 30.
The next airport is ranked the #1 most difficult airport to get into in North America. There's one way in, runway 15, one way out, runway 33.
What's the airport?
KASE.
Aspen Pitkin.
Yes.
Thanks, man.
Oh yeah, I've been in there before.
And it's surrounded by 3 or 4 14,000-foot peaks to get over to the next airport.
Well, let's do this.
Are we taking the State Highway 82?
I don't know. I'm not. Go ahead.
You can follow the highway south that leads you right to it. You just have to dodge one hill.
Okay.
I'm gonna play some Philip Bowen for a minute. Change that up since you said you love the music. I should change it now, right? Sorry. I don't know what I'm thinking. Wish you could see the videos that go with these though. They're pretty. Dude's pretty cool. Got a good fiddle playing. We'll go back to the top because that's. So we're just stop and go. Everybody.
Yep, I'm ready to go whenever you guys are ready to go.
I'm ready.
Anybody really need a break?
No.
We don't need no stinking break. You got a break when you got this job. SA. Oh, Joe, fueled up and ready to go. The docks up there in the 145 just a flying along. So where are we going? Am I going the right way? Right way on you, huh?
Well, if you're not, I'm not.
Is there a plan?
Not really. We've changed the plan now. We've added an airport, and I'm not sure for sure where we're going. I mean, I've got the airport on my plan, but it's saying to take a hard left. The doctor's...
I'm following the river right now.
Dr. something up there. I don't know if it's Dr. Spitzer on Twitch, maybe, but Dr. something up there is in the 145. I thought Sheree must be with us, so he must know where we're going. He's got to be listening.
I'm on the highway.
I see the
Following the
highway.
river.
I see the
I'm
highway.
following.
That's what we've been following. Is that what we're still supposed to be following? Randy.
I don't know.
Yeah, it should be heading 124 roughly. Follow the highway and it'll take us right to the airport.
10-4.
Well, but there's a lot of mountains in the way to fly 124. Right?
You stick to the highway, you'll be fine.
That's what I thought you said.
Sorry, I said 10-4. Sorry.
10-4 before we have to 1033. Or 10-100.
What was a 10-100?
You wouldn't want a 10-100, would you?
What is that?
You'd have to get the bucket out.
Oh, okay. What was a 10-10?
Do it again.
Oh, okay.
I see we found
can't-
a level, have we? Good.
I can't remember all the 10 codes.
We're following Charlie Oscar 82. Highway, sorry.
I'm just fine. Get it roll.
And a papa wanna save my soul. But a sweet talking daughter, Lord, she loves
Who's
to
had a
jelly roll. Yes, she do.
Yes, for the most part, we're following the highway.
Thank you.
I'm up and down and up and down. I just fine, man. I want to see it all. I don't want to miss a thing. I don't want to miss a thing.
That's exactly what I was thinking.
Yep, same here.
What's the name of this next airport?
I thought I would crash into the mountain.
Well, I didn't hear you. What'd you say?
Aspen Pickin.
Aspen Pickett. All right.
Pickin.
Aspen, is that favorite ski resort?
Yep.
Yeah, yeah.
That's like picking your
so it's-
nose in Aspen.
Yeah, but it's kind of for the rich people, isn't it?
Well, I would say so.
Why is that so choppy?
I don't know who owns it now, but when I worked for American Ski Company, they had bought a bunch of them up.
Green is choppy. What happened?
You know, if you get low on fuel and you're right near this highway, you can just land on one of these tractor trailers and hitch a ride.
What do I do about my choppy stream?
Unchop it.
chop it up.
Oh, now the computer's getting choppy. What's happening here?
Oh no, not that. We don't want another one of those.
Yeah,
CTD.
Mixed with
Oh,
German.
don't say it. Don't say it.
Comes from the Christmas.
Isn't that Grantler's line, isn't it?
Yeah, never name the devil.
So Grantler.
Good buddy.
So Grantler.
Yeah.
Keckstar's mic is broke. Apparently he's German. And the word means cookie star. Cookie and star. Oh, wait a minute.
I have absolutely no clue what you're talking about.
Keks for Christmas, and the cookie comes, and Keks for cookie, and star comes from the Christmas cookies. Okay.
Oh, we have a great tradition in Germany for Christmas cookies. My mother is doing normally over 2 dozens of different cookies on Christmas.
different ones.
That's what Kekstar says his name means.
I love the cookies, but I also hate them because after I ate all of them, I got 5 kilos more on my ribs.
Well, this got way too choppy, guys. The wires.
I'm only 12 miles out from this place.
I'm only 10. For a change, I'm not 100 miles behind you, Matt.
I know. I've been going slow, you know.
That's cool, man.
What speed, Matt?
I'm at 140 now.
You could be doing that in a helicopter, Matt.
That's pushing it. No, seriously, that's what I'm doing.
Yeah, I mean that is pushing it. You can do
142 in the red.
You can get 153 out of it pretty comfortably. About 160 $.
Especially when you're descending at speed.
I don't know what's wrong with my frame rates. Everything should be cool. I shut everything but little nav map down. I'm still having frame rate issues.
Don't think little nav map has much to do with it.
No, I mean I didn't shut it down. I mean I've minimized all the windows. I've gotten rid of all my windows so that they're not taking up CPU. And I mean I'm down 62% flying around, but I've only got 16 frames, and I lowered my specs. I was getting 30 a while ago. I think this is that bleed off that they're talking about. After a certain amount of time, you get terrible frame rates. I may have to go out and come back in. What do we got? One more airport before destination?
This airport and then destination.
Yeah.
Then I'll make it the destination if I keep this up, guys. And I've got literally everything. Make sure there's one more thing I can do here. Well, Doc's got the right idea here.
Yeah, you follow this road and it leads right into that runway.
Well, he's just knocked off about 5 miles, point A to point B, by killing that one valley.
Oh, likewise. Mr. Bean, are you there?
I'm going in runway 33.
I am here, sir.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Who is that? Sorry, I'm not watching Discord.
Misdemeanor.
Oh. What do you mean, you're at the airport?
I'm heading into runway 33. No, I'm not. I'm going into 15.
That would be more logical. That's where you're heading.
Oh, that's not doctor. That's misdemeanor and then a number after it. I see it now. 00152. Andy.
6192.
Oh, I don't know. I don't know what the number is.
Okay, I see 6192 now.
It's an arbitrary assigned number from Microsoft.
I thought it said doctor. It's got to say Mr. Meaner. It looked like doctor, and I thought it was a B, but it's got to be an M. When I got close enough a while ago, I couldn't see it, and it disappeared before I could get close enough. I swear that looks like Dr. Osar.
Maybe a new pair of glasses might be in order.
Oh, man. He won't let me get close enough to him.
Yay! Today I'm the lucky guy with a CTD.
Oh no.
Oh, buddy.
I am at the airport with the little yellow men.
Do they have white coats?
No, have the little yellow tractors.
I prefer
Little yellow coats.
I prefer little yellow man than little green man.
No, this is Dr. something. Somebody tell me.
I live in China. I see a lot of little yellow men.
This is definitely...
Oh, that's very PC.
I'm sure that's Dr. something.
So are we landing here waiting for Grandma to get back in the sim?
We can wait.
I guess.
Yes, yes, yes.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, I knew it. I knew it. It was just going to be one step too far, guys. Yep. Silence. That means it's coming.
Don't say it.
Yeah, it's coming.
No,
Don't say it.
No.
Oh God! Oh God!
You want me to read it to you? This one's coming through official. The instruction at 0x0007 Foxtrot 66899er Alpha 332 referenced memory at, and y'all don't want me to read that one. The memory could not be read. Click OK to terminate program. I'm not going to click OK, but it's still going to terminate the program. I clicked the X. Bye-bye.
That's a no-choice scenario, isn't it?
I've never seen that one. Now it'd probably steal all my hours and not let me back in the sim, not know who I am. Watch.
Chris, say nothing.
Okay, now, is anybody listening to the Twitch stream? Nobody.
No.
Yeah, I'm sorry. You guys just don't get it.
I want you to pray, son. Go ahead.
Chris, did you ever hear what I sent? I did it 4 or 5 times.
Oh, I see you on Twitch, and I see a black screen.
Yes, because
there
my sim went CTD on me. But I can bring my mouse in front of the window and show you that. What I'm trying to do is kill this music so that it's not in my ear. I can concentrate. And the sim has not shut down. Or no, I'm booting it back up. Maybe it booted itself back. Interesting. But anyway.
There it is. There it is. Xbox Game Studios. Come on.
I have new sounds for the sim.
Pick a god and pray.
Sobo.
What's that mean?
Sobo.
Is it repeating? Are you telling me I have an echo? Are you telling me I have an echo on the stream?
No, you don't have.
You did a while ago
I
when
want you to
Chris was
pray,
going to speak
son.
to you, about 10 minutes ago.
Go ahead. Pick a god and pray.
Here it is. This is my plan.
This is a plan, but what's the plan?
I think the most important part of any plan is a good night's sleep.
Isn't the actual plan part the most important part of the plan?
Step 2, plan ahead.
Your last brilliant plan had some kinks in it. What's your plan, son of a...
That's not part of the plan.
Plans change.
Is that your plan, Agent Hartley?
I love this plan.
You know the kind of thing I'm into? Is a good plan. A smart plan, the opposite of this.
Instrument. Menu and press to reset to default. Minimum text size.
What?
18. Slider.
No.
Press to reset. Minimum text size.
Somebody mentioned the other day they were getting the
Text entry field.
yoke for Boeing. I was wondering who it was, and did they get it?
Yeah, me guilty as charged.
Okay, did you get the yoke?
Yeah, I have. Yeah, it came yesterday.
Is it all set up okay?
Had another time, but I should do it during the week. I'll let you know.
Okay. I was just curious. Because I researched this one that I've got, the Thrustmaster for the A320, and you really can't set it up for any Boeing aircraft. It gives you a lot of hard times, and a lot of switches won't work.
Yeah, there's a guy who did a stream from Heathrow to Turkey. Did a live stream on YouTube, and he was saying that he was about 100 foot from the airport, and suddenly realised his landing gear wasn't down. He's getting all these warnings, going, I don't know what's going on. So that was quite amusing.
Oh man, how do I get it out of safe mode?
With 2 values. Minimum next. Button.
You click that when
click on
you...
normal mode, surely.
Press to reset to default.
Yeah, but they gave him the option, and he clicked safe instead of normal.
Yeah, I clicked the wrong one.
So restart again, buddy.
I tried.
Yep.
It brought me right back into safe mode.
Click on the screen a couple of times.
I did that. I hit the next button.
Did you click on the center of the screen?
I hit the next button. I'm gonna let it load, and then I'm gonna tell it to go and get out of here and try it that way, because before it loaded, if I hit the X and close Flight Sim, or if I mean, it offered me to reset to defaults, but then I would be in the same boat Chris is.
Oh, no.
Right. So the only other option was next. So I have clicked next, but yes, you're right. I inadvertently hit the wrong one.
You're on a PC or Xbox?
Never been, yeah, but I've never done this before. I never used safe mode, so I didn't know it was going to drag me into stuck mode.
Iceman, you on Xbox or PC?
No, I'm PC.
Yeah, I thought you were. Yeah.
Yeah, I hit it by accident.
It's okay, don't worry. At least with a PC, you've got a bit more chance with an Xbox. You can go to the folder and you can.
Oh yeah, it gave me a choice to reset to defaults, and I wasn't going to do that. No.
I suggest restart then, buddy.
Well, I hit the other one was next, so I hit next, and now it's attempting to load in, but it's loading in safe mode. Obviously, it's not going to have my helicopter. It's not
Nothing
going to
from
have
your community folder. No.
What it's going to do is allow me to exit gracefully. That's the key. A lot of people don't realize when you shut down hard, a lot of things go wrong.
What, as it turn it all off?
You have to exit the sim gracefully. Hit your escape button, go all the way down until it says back, exit to out of to Windows, or exit whatever it says in the console, I'm sure. But the only way to do it is do it gracefully, otherwise things mess up.
The last thing you do is turn your PC off.
And my line isn't moving, and it's giving me that obnoxious noise music. Boom, boom, boom.
Thanks, Ice.
No, I just thought I'd share.
I think we all know it by now.
I thought I'd share. No, I shut mine off. Mine doesn't play unless I don't shut down gracefully, and then it gives me the option. It says, "Hey, something went wrong. You want to do this?" Never again will I do this. Oh, come on, load. Movement. Now it wants me to choose my graphics settings.
Oh no, really?
Yeah. See, this is putting me through a new setting choices. This is going to be a disaster. Something is not good. I did not hit. Gracefully. Oh, God help. These things happen on the ice bucket all the time. Click unfollow. Orphan Egg hanging out like a champ. Appreciate the hang. Well, let's see what happens. Far enough. Yeah, it's gonna lose everything. It's gonna lose everything. Not gonna have any clue. I think I'm gonna go ahead and close the stream, just because this is going to be a long, agonizing. Unless you guys want to see what happens when you screw up and go into safe mode.
Sorry, I'm back again. What's happening?
The boss has crashed.
Yeah, worse than just crashed. I hit the wrong button coming back in, and I ended up in safe mode, and it gave me two buttons: reset to default or next.
You did.
What?
Did you do default?
No. No, I hit next. I tried just closing the sim and coming back in so it'd give me a choice of going into safe mode again, but it did not give me a choice.
See, what I'm looking at on the stream there is exactly what I've had to do. It's like you've just purchased the sim.
Yeah, I'm shutting the stream down.
Well, do you want to do a raid where you've still got some viewers?
I think it's just I don't know.
Yeah, I see 10 people watching the stream.
Yeah, I'll do a raid. It's really sad. Sorry about that.
I don't know. I go away for 5 minutes.
Yeah, right?
Chris, don't push it, buddy.
You could have said, no, don't do it. I feel like hearing a rant and raving, beer drinking. This guy will guzzle a beer for you like nobody I've seen. I mean, he uses a big mug too. Big mug. Big mug.
Jug.
Yeah, he's a chug artist for sure. So,
No, he said jug, not chug. Jug, J.
He's a little foul in the mouth. So if you got children, I think he requires you to accept that. I don't know, but my stream's pretty much kaput. Kaput, is that proper?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
All I'd say is, if you've got children, then why?
Well, Chris, some people do.
Just mean, why did you have children?
Because.
Oh, Chris.
Here we go again.
Oh man, that hurts.